Riding on black horses? I mean, come on, y'all. Pay attention. Y'all don't realize it now, but this is serious. Y'all better remember this name right here.
Hey everybody, Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, January 29th, 2026. I see a lot of countdowns in the news today. On the Drudge Report, countdown to Iran. Donald Trump has a huge armada heading to Iran, and they are within striking distance at any moment now. They say that the attack on Iran is imminent. Of course, warnings just keep coming about what could be happening, what could be possible. Countdown to Iran. There's also a countdown to another government shutdown on January 30th. So one day to go, January 30th at midnight, going into January 31st could be another government shutdown. They're fighting about funding for ICE, and if they don't come to an agreement, they might use that as a point to shut down the government again. Then on January 23rd, Donald Trump said, countdown 7 days until the world will witness an unforgettable behind-the-scenes look at one of the most important events of our lifetime. Well, Melania, the movie, comes out on January 30th, but I don't know if that's the most important event of our lifetime that he's talking about, but he did say there was a countdown 7 days to January 30th. Pretty interesting, all kinds of countdowns happening. Here's a countdown to Israel at 77. When you look at the first Knesset of Israel on February 14th, 1949, this was the full moon of 15 Shavat, and 15 Shavat, which is the new year of the trees, which is connected to the symbol of Israel, the menorah, the almond tree, the new year of the trees. 15th of Shavat is Monday, February 2nd, 2026. So this is also a marker of the beginning of Israel, their first Knesset. Their government is finally formed. They had their elections. And this is a functioning government now. And the first day this happened was February 14th, 1949, 15 Shavat. So February 2nd, 2026, 15 Shavat, is marking Israel at 77. Could this be another countdown? The full moon, when the bridegroom returns on the full moon. So they have their countdowns. And God has his countdown. Since no man knows, we need to watch every sign, every day, for the return of Christ. The new year of the trees.
Considering the world's waking up to the fact that it's run by elites that are Satanists and they worship the all-evil, I thought it would be a great time to bring back King Charles's first ever portrait as king. Oh, first of all, notice the colour, right? It's pure red. Historically, this is the colour of blood and sacrifice and war and power. Definitely not peace. But what's super interesting is that when you flip this image and mirror it, people have noticed on the internet something that looks very similar to, let's say, the Baphomet. Right? The goat-like shape, the horns, the duality. Right there. Can you see it? I'm not saying that this was intentional, but you need to know that the royals, they have always used symbolism. I mean, it even scared Charles himself. And then you've got the butterfly on his shoulder, right? People just think that the butterflies are cute, but historically, they symbolize metamorphosis, right? Death, transformation. In ancient belief systems, the butterfly represented the soul leaving the body. You know, in occult symbolism, It's about change through destruction, not rebirth through light. So, ask yourself, why is it this colour? Why this imagery? Symbols speak louder than words, especially when they come from the throne. I'm telling you now, beautiful people, art has always been used to communicate power. Colour matters, symbolism matters. I'm not making any claims here, I'm just asking, why red? Why transformation? Why all of these random Baphomet shapes when you mirror and invert the image? Because once you start seeing the symbols, you just can't unsee them. But obviously, as always, this was just for entertainment. And I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
If you want to know what the movie Star Wars was really about, you should stick around. Oh, and if you want to see me prove that Luke Skywalker, aka Mark Hamill, is a fallen angel, you should really stick around. First, let me just point out a few things to you. Luke Skywalker, Lucifer. And do you know what Luke Skywalker did? Well, he led the rebellion. He was the rebel commander. Do you know what Lucifer did? Well, he led the rebellion against God with his fallen angels. Oh, and what was the name of Luke Skywalker's movie again? Oh yeah, Star Wars. You see what I keep saying about stars, right? That stars frequently symbolize angels, particularly fallen angels, kind of like the ones Lucifer took with him in his rebellion against God. You see, Star Wars isn't a movie about space and other planets and galaxies. It's about an angelic war against God. And you might not be aware of this yet, but Hollywood and all their movies, they invert everything. So the bad guys in movies are always a representation of God or Jesus. And the good guys are the fallen angels fighting against God. Who was Lucifer's father? Well, God. God created the angels. And who was Luke's father? Darth Vader, who could use the Force. It kind of sounds like the Most High and how he is the source of everything. And who were Darth Vader's little minions in the movies? Well, they were the Star Troopers. The Star Troopers, from the fallen angels' perspective, are humans, mindless, robotic sheep. Do you ever notice how they look? And what was Lucifer, Luke Skywalker, trying to do in the movie? He was trying to blow up the Death Star, right? So if Luke Skywalker is a representation of Lucifer, and Luke Skywalker is trying to blow up Darth Vader's contained world, well, have you ever heard of Operation Fishbowl? Operation Fishbowl, where they sent a series of high-altitude nuclear tests into the atmosphere, also called Operation Dominic. Dominic, which literally can translate to belonging to God. So if Lucifer Skywalker was trying to blow up Darth Vader's container, maybe, just maybe, that's what was going on with Operation Fishbowl as well. That's called the firmament. And well, do you ever see what actual footage of Operation Dominic belonging to God looks like? Kind of looks like a bullet hitting a barrier of some kind. Doesn't it kind of look like that to you? You see, Hollywood is inversion. It's to get us sheeple to root for Lucifer, because in their mind, Lucifer is the hero. And they tell you, you just have to be paying attention. And the thing about Star Wars is it's not history, it's today. This battle is going on today. Because these fallen angels are down here now, deceiving us to get us to turn our attention away from the Most High, like they did. And you're looking at one right here. Shape-shifting fallen angels. Here's Mark Hamill, Elder Mark Hamill. And here he is in his Star Wars days. And well, you want to see something? Maybe you're familiar with this guy, Sebastian Stan, also known as Bucky from the Avengers movies. And well, you want to see something? Sebastian Stan, nice butt chin. Mark Hamill, nice butt chin. And if you don't see this one, well, I just can't help you anymore. I don't even need to make it a perfect alignment because that's clear as day. And they're not clones, people. They're shape-shifting fallen angels, and I'm proving it every day. Notice this here. Interesting that Bucky would have a scar right there, a little dark patch, like where that noticeable blemish would be removed. And notice this scar right in the corner of his eye. That seems to match up pretty well with that one right there. And then when you go down their face just a little bit, there's a blemish right there that sure seems to look like it's in the exact same spot of that hole where a blemish could have been, but now is removed. Someone still stuck on a spinning ball believing that you evolved from chimps? Well, this probably isn't going to go very well for you. But if you know you're under a firmament and that dragons were in the Bible and real, and giants were in the Bible and real, and well, shape-shifting fallen angels who can appear as men and interact with human are real and biblical, well then you should accept this because it's truth, and I'm proving it day in and day out. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I don't care about liberating humanity from fallen angel enslavement that we've been under for centuries. No, I just do it for the views, people. Entertainment only.
Statue of Liberty is Lucifer, and it was created by Frederick August Barthold, a French Freemason. This symbol, or this hand gesture, is called Master of the Second Veil, which you see all these people do here. So it's an occult symbol. Now, if you follow it even closer, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is a big number in Freemasonry, the G, the seventh letter of the English alphabet, symbolizing the 7 cognitions of the mind, which is understanding, intuition, perception, memory, reason, willpower, and imagination, the 7 powers of the mind, illuminating. Then if you follow even deeper, the spiral staircase looks identical to the spinal cord, which is the Kundalini awakening. When you have a Kundalini awakening, it activates dormant brain cells in your brain that weren't active before, and it leads to illumination and enlightenment. So all of this is symbolic of enlightenment, light, knowledge, information.
Three, all die.
Then moving inside, you've got a bit more symbolism here. Clearly 3 6s all around this fruit.
Foxes, classic. Numerology, Fox, 6, 6, 6. Here we have some strong bow people. Whenever you see the bow there, that's a reference to Saturn. The ring around Saturn, strong bow. It's not just robbing sons, it's robbing daughters as well. Robbing them of their health, loaded with chemicals. Real fruit in every drop. Where's the fruit, mate? Where is the fruit?
One ring to rule them all. Sauron is running Aldi, people.
That logo is Saturn. And that logo is Saturn. Now, Coca-Cola is a little bit more difficult to spot because it is inverted, but clearly we've got the 6s all along here. When you look at it like this, you might not notice it, but if you invert it, 6, 6, 6. 100 millimeters, 10 grams of sugar.
And then this whole section, just leave it alone, people. It's all Monsanto, it's all GMO wheat, cereal killers.
If you haven't heard about the insane connection between the United Nations headquarters where it's located and the fallen angels of the Book of Enoch, then make sure you stick around. Strangely enough, the United Nations headquarters is located on Mount Hermon. Coincidentally, when you read the Book of Enoch, the fallen angels, there was 200 of them who descended on the days of Jared in the summit of Mount Hermon. Now, as if that's not crazy enough, the location, the latitude and longitude of Mount Hermon is 33.33 east and 33.33 north. And then we take a look at the United Nations logo, and if you see the individual sections here, if you count them, there's 33 sections. What a striking coincidence. We know in Freemasonry, the highest level that you can achieve is 33 degrees, which is why they use this number in everything. Mount Hermon was also very close to the mountain that Jesus ascended on, and Jesus was crucified at 33 years old. What's even more interesting about this story is Jesus dies at 33. You have 33 vertebrae in your spine, and there is an oil called Christos that goes up and down your spine every 28 days. When it hits a nerve called the vagus nerve, which looks like a cross, it dies for about 2.5 days and resurrects in your body 3 days later. Isn't that incredible? The story of Jesus is written in our bodies alone. Perhaps it's all metaphors, who knows? Anytime you see the number 33 in these major events that continue to happen throughout our whole history, you know it's the fingerprint of these people that control the United Nations, these people behind the closed doors. The 33-hour manhunt has continued, or it's over now, for Charlie Kirk. Symbolism never lies, and it's always in our faces. United Nations is a small group of people who control everything. By the way, they use a flat earth map in their logo too, just to laugh in your face. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and follow for more hidden truth. Peace and love.
The last Super Bowl was played right here.
Please don't tell me it was a classic.
Classic game. 80,000 people on their feet. Seconds left on the clock. So Hubie throws a Hail Mary. Touchdown! 166, back online. 60 years ago, Earth was attacked. We won the war, but they destroyed half the planet. Everyone's been evacuated. Nothing human remains. We're here for drone repair with a mop-up crew.
This is Jack Harper.
I'm good to go.
2 more weeks, Jack, and we can finally leave and join the others. Don't take any chances.
Watching you, Jack. You're curious. What are you looking for in those books? Do they bring back old memories?
We have an unidentified impact.
Don't ask too many questions.
They are human.
This is ordering you to return to tower.
Jack.
How do you know my name?
They're firing on survivors. Stand down!
I can't protect you.
They won't stop till they find me.
If you're looking for the truth, that's where you'll find it.
You need to know what happened.
Why aren't you telling me? Who are you?
Jack, mission is ordering you to stand down.
I'm not gonna do that. This is the only way.
Our salty brethren. You and me could learn something from her.
It's you and I.
Michael! Oh, hey, Gus.
You ain't give me exact change.
Yeah, get over it.
He's salty, but I'm the saltiest.
Oh, saltier than me? When I smile, people assume it's a glitch.
Please, I'm the human version of Monday.
Tonight in New Orleans, we encounter a mission that doesn't come along very often. Standing in front of this final act, knowing that the long, winding road here has all led to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody realizes that this is about Anna's story and what I've learned in Latin America.
Yeah, now
what did you learn? Well, I met with my job. I worked for UNICEF, which is an amazing organization that works in over 150 countries. And my job was to meet with teenagers who were living in exclusion, who were living in extreme poverty or living with HIV, and write their stories, listen to their stories and write them for UNICEF. And so, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these kids. I learned from Anna in particular, who has lived an extremely difficult life. I learned to live each day to its fullest.
Excuse me, Jenny, there's a word you used earlier in the interview about exclusion. Can you explain what that is?
Yes. Well, a lot of the kids I met, I mean, exclusion is a broad term, obviously, but the kids I met were living in extreme poverty. They didn't have access to medical care or education, schooling. They were living with HIV, and so they were living outside of society's embrace.
I think doing any kind of missionary work, I think, really changes a person. And you and your sister had a little bit, I mean, you guys weren't Paris Hilton, but you had a little bit of a reputation as party girls. Do you think this changed you?
Well, no, I mean, I think people had that image of us because they didn't know really what we were up to, because we wanted to keep private. But of course, you know, so it didn't change my personality necessarily. But I taught for 2 years after the University of Texas, after graduating, and then went on to Latin America. And you know, of course, I've grown up. It's been 7 years since people had that image of me. But yeah, I mean, listening to their stories was incredible. And
Jetta, when you see this, when you not only listen to their stories, but you get involved and you write about it as well, does it change how you look, you're thinking about how government should run in the United States and elsewhere to help these people? Why should these people be in these situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think the United States government does try to help. I went to Africa this summer with my mom, and I met a lot of people who are getting assistance from the United States government and to help them get the medicine they need to stay healthy. But definitely, and I think the key is education. And for instance, with Anna's mother didn't have the education to know what to do to keep her baby, Anna, safe. So Anna inherited HIV from her mom, but Anna, with education in Latin America, has taken the proper ARVs, and her baby, Beatriz, is most likely HIV negative. So there is a positive light to all of this.
Fool me once. Shame on. Shame on you. Shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again. Can't get fooled again. Can't get fooled again. Can't get fooled again. Can't get fooled again.
I'm gonna show you something beautiful. Everyone screaming for mercy. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. You're all puppets, tangled in strings.
It's the end. The end of the path I started us on.
Nothing lasts forever.
There are no strings on me.
For the first time ever, 33 floors of the Empire State Building were transformed into a glowing canvas. Images of the world's most threatened mammals, insects, and sea creatures stood tall over the concrete jungle for one night only. Whales, snow leopards, and chameleons were projected in stunning 5K resolution, but it wasn't an easy feat. Behind the lens, Obscura Digital, a San Francisco-based company, stacked 40 20,000 lumen projectors on the roof of a nearby building. But why blow $1 million on a stunt like this? Well, to call attention to the upcoming television release of Discovery's documentary, Racing Extinction. The series is directed by Louis Psihoyos, the Oscar-winning director of The Cove. In that film, Psihoyos used infrared cameras, drones, and custom software to reveal the slaughter of dolphins in Taiji, Japan. So it should be no surprise that for the new series, the director has again turned to high tech to achieve his message about the role of humans in the current age of mass extinction.